Welcome to Chad Evans Entertainment, and in today's video I want to show you how to create your own patterns. Now, patterns are a very useful tool for practicing. The reason why I like patterns, or let me explain why they're such a very effective way of practicing. So for many years we're used to playing scales. You know what they sound like. You know what a major scale sounds like. You know what a minor scale, you know what a harmonic, melodic, you know what those scales sound like. So when you're involved in an etude or some type of sonata, something that you're playing, and you see a scale passage there, you know what it sounds like, and you're better prepared and you can perform that better. But a lot of times when we run across something that we're not familiar with, that we can't identify with our ear, it takes us longer to work on that. Dexterity issues also, but a lot of times it's the ear not understanding what's happening just yet. For instance, I'll give you an example. When I have students, and first students that are probably juniors in high school or something, and I'll ask them, do you know the G major scale? Yeah, or 1 sharp, no big deal. I say, okay, can you play it perfectly? Sure. And so I ask them to play the G major scale starting on C and go up to C and come back. And 99% of the time when they go C, D, E, F sharp, that kills them right away. Why? Not because they can't play it. They've been playing G scale for 3 or 4 years. It's because it's a different sound. So what patterns do, it gives you a different sound in your ear. If you want to become someone who improvises a lot, you're playing solo, you're playing jazz solos, funk solos, rock solos, and the pattern gives you some more vocabulary in your ear, so you can improvise. It also helps you with etudes because you want to be able to hear things. You got to hear things when you're practicing on something, because that's why we play it over and over again, so we start to hear it, then we play it well. So there are 2 ways that I come across patterns. It might be something I'm working on out of a book. I might take that really hard phrase for about 2 measures, and I'll take that, analyze the intervals of it, and then I'll take it in all keys. So that's one way. I'll show you that in another video. But today we're going to use numbers. We're going to use numbers to make your own pattern instead of buying all the books. So if you look here, I have, let me get my pencil. Where's my marker? I don't know. Here we go. Let's try this one. So we have C, D, E, F, G, A, B flat. Now all my patterns are going to be, today is going to be based off of the dominant 7th chord. C, E, G, B flat. If you know that, I hope you know what a dominant 7th chord is. So this one is C, E, G, B flat. Or, let me get another thing. Or 1, 3, 5, and 7. Okay? So 1, 3, 5, 7. That's the chord. The numbers that represent what place, what position, where it falls in the chord. So here you have. Let's get another one for the inner notes. We have 2, 4, and 6. All right. So 1, 3, 5, 7. That determines what the chord is. 1, 3, 5, 7. And then you have the inner notes. 2, 4, and 6. Now let's create a pattern based off numbers. So what we're going to do, I want to take 3, I want to go to 6, I want to go up to 7, and come down to 5. So I want to start on 3, I'm going to go up to 6, I'm going to go up to 7, and down to 5, right? Okay, so let's see what that sounds like. Let me get my saxophone out. And we're going to see what that sounds like. This is something that we're creating on our own. You're creating your own pattern. And you can do this with just any type of number. I'm going to show you. Watch this. Here's the 3, off the C down it. I'm going to go to 6 now. A, to the B flat, and down to 5, G. Let me play it together. So now, we're gonna make it a pattern. It becomes a pattern when we take that same interval phrase and bring it up a whole step, or bring it up half step, or bring it up a minor third, and whatever. In this case, we're gonna bring it up a whole step. So, remember, we're going 3, 6, 7, and down to 5. 3, 6, 7, down to 5. Now, since we landed on 5, and I'm going to do this now. Since we're working on a pattern, what I'm going to do is, the pattern is saying this. This is the pattern. It's going 3, so you can see that. 3, 6, 7, and then 5. Right? 3, 6, 7. Let's say 3, and let's go up to 6, up arrow, up to 7, up arrow, and down to 5. So now, you can write notes in your notebook. I'm gonna start on the 3rd. I'm gonna go up to 6. I'm gonna, from 6, go up to 7, and from 7, go down to 5. Right? So now, since I know that, and now I'm on 5, which is G, I wanna go up whole steps. If you're playing the scale, C, the next step would be D. So now, I want to play the same 3, 6, 7, 5 on the D7 card. D7 card, right? Well, we know D7 is. Let's put this up here. Let's do this. Let's put D, F sharp, A, and C. D, F sharp, A, and C. Yeah, close that up there, right? Yeah. And inside the notes we have E. We have an E, got a G in there, and let's put a B in there. 1, 6, 7, and back down to 5. Let me erase that. In fact, I'll tell you what, no. Let's do this. Let me take this down. Let's do this. Let's do this. Put this up. All right. So now, let's try this. We did E, A, B flat, G, 3, 6, 7, 5. Now, which is based off the C dominant chord, now we're going to the D dominant chord, and we're playing 3, 6, 7, down to 5. Now we're going to go to the E, because we're going up whole steps. E dominant 7th chord, E, 3, 6, 7, 5, and F sharp, and so forth and so on. So we're going up whole steps. Now, let's see what that sounds like. Because we want a pattern. We want to create our own patterns. We don't want to have to buy 20 books, the patterns. We can do patterns with our own mind. Here's the first one. The next one. The next one would be A flat. The next one would be what's A flat? B flat. And then back to C. Let me play that whole set cycle. So there's a pattern right there. Now, if we reverse it, we can't use the same thing when we reverse it. We have to actually use intervals. I'll get into a whole nother video on how to reverse a pattern that you create. So you can create any pattern you want. You can start on 3. Say we started on. Let's say if I did. Let's do something. Let me do something. Let's say if I did 2, 4, 7, and down to 3. Down to 3. We're going down to 3. 2, 4, 7 down to 3. Let's see what that sounds like. So in key of D7, 2 is D, 4 is F, all right? Let me try it on the next one. Now I'm going to go to D and do the same thing. I'm going to start on E. See? And then we keep going up, and it's a pattern. So this is just one way to work on patterns. I like it because it's a lot of fun. You can create your own pattern using numbers. You don't have to go up. You can start going down, then go up. Or you can use more numbers. But this is one way how to create your own patterns. And this is some patterns I have already on my YouTube channel where I think I'm doing this pattern already on that one. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Have fun with it, create your own patterns, and see you on the next video.